To this day.
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 Y'all going to see Zhang fall, and it's going to be a beautiful thing coming from a violent standpoint, very artistic and violent. Because Zhang is a Pop-Tart when he gets fatigued. He just is. Like, he falls apart. He's really scared. He almost would do anything not to get tired. Joseph Parker, he was down. It was kind of like, I would say Deontay had an off night, right? I would say when Zhang lost to Parker, he really just was like very methodical, not doing much. He really was fine. And I believe he held that because he just doesn't like getting into a vulnerable position when he's tired. Now he have to do that. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't like that. And our job is to take him into darkness. Our job is to see how he reacted to that. We already know how he reacted to that. But when the going gets tough and the tough get going, I believe Deontay Wilder is a much more tougher man than Zhang. Zhang is big and he's dangerous. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not going in here stupid, but I also know what my guy possesses. And what my guy possesses is God-given. And when he wants to, he can be very defensively responsible. And when he wants to, he can stick to game plans. And when he wants to, he can knock you out off the back foot. No one said nothing about him boxing off the back foot when he ice cold Helenius like no one ever done off the back foot. But when you understand life and you understand boxing, you understand, well, how it's set up, it didn't work out in our way. So you guys in the media can rip and run with it and say he shouldn't be doing that anyway. Well, if it works, Brad Jenkins always tell me anyway, the best punch in boxing is the punch that land. Because when somebody could throw a wild punch and if it land, people will say, that was whatever it was. But if it land, it's the best thing since sliced bread. We have to go in here June 1st and knock Zhang out cold.
Those are more words of Malik Scott, as you guys heard him criticize, break down Zhilei Zhang. He's a Pop-Tart. He goes to pieces when he gets tired, and he's very methodical in there, and he does anything to keep from getting tired. And let me counterpunch. There is so much truth to that. If you go back and you rewatch him versus Parker, by power, by knockdowns, Parker should have been knocked out. If you think about what happened in that fight, the first punch solid that landed for Zhang, Parker went down. And it was almost like, oh no, this is the beginning of the end. He's going to destroy Parker. You see what I mean? But that didn't happen, and I think what Malik Scott's saying is, instead of Zhang risk running out of gas, he played it safe. He didn't want to press the gas because he didn't know, and he was not for certain on how much gas was in the tank if he put the pedal to the floor. Okay, I don't think he knew. I think what ended up happening with Zhang was, Zhang thought that he was going to gradually come forward with a punch that was going to do the same thing that happened in the second round. And it didn't happen because of the defensive prowess of Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker knew, okay, I can't get hit with that shot again like that. I got to keep moving, even though he busted his face up and he did some great damage when he landed. However, that didn't mean that he was going to land each and every time. And Zhang just thought and threw caution to the wind, like, okay, no problem. I'm just going to go in there and throw that straight left again and land the way it did. And it landed at times, but it didn't land in the same impact. Okay. And you have to keep in mind with Zhang has a stamina problem. And I don't know if it could be corrected at this point. I can tell you this, Zhang's overweight. He may be big and everything, and he may hold his weight well, but you can't tell me that man doesn't have a blimp for a belly. He has a belly around that cup, okay? All right, he has something like a Tyson Fury. Ain't as bad as Tyson Fury's, but it's there. Okay, he ain't got a six-pack ripping. He ain't a fat blob either, but he's overweight. And that may contribute to him not being able to have the energy that he needed. So he may need a strength and conditioning coach, and I mean better than the one that he has, not the one that, hey, okay, you can hit hard for the size you are. No, maybe you need to slim down, okay, and then have enough in the gas tank to make it to the 12th round effectively. Okay, because Zhang is that way. If we seen that, there is no reason Parker should have not been knocked out. I'm sorry. Parker showed heart, grit, boxing ability, speed, youth. Okay? But power wasn't really the thing that he showed. Everything that I mentioned before that he showed, not necessarily power. Zhang just came with size and power. Pretty much nothing else. He didn't get aggressive after he knocked him down, even though he already stated that he was going to. Remember, Zhang, I'm going to take Parker out early. And I was like, well, that's a good idea to do because you don't have much left. Like I told you guys, and based on what Malik Scott said, they're going to bring him in. They're going to drag him in deep waters. They're going to do what Vladimir Klitschko tried to do to Anthony Joshua, and it almost worked. They're going to drag this man into the deep water because they know he can't handle a certain amount. However, if you allow someone with reserves like that, with the punching power that Zhang has, he's still dangerous as hell. Okay, so I know they're looking at that last fight and they're looking at Parker dash in and out and dash up and dash an uppercut and work the body and move and dance and move and dance and box. They seen him do that. You know, now the question is, can Wilder do that? Well, Wilder's small as hell these days. He's mobile these days. So maybe so. But can he take a shot like that from Zhang? Because this ain't Parker. And this sure the hell ain't Tyson Fury. And he ate a lot of Tyson shots before going down. However, Tyson could put him down. So it's a dangerous fight all the way through. And in them saying that they're going to drag him in deep water, I don't know if that's the best outcome for Wilder. Wilder knows he has a punch. Does he? You know what I mean? I hope he still has that punch. Okay, and they should set that up because one thing about Zhang, if you stand in front of him, he'll knock your brains out. Ask Joe Joyce. But if you box, move, tie him up with speed, tire him out, you can get him out of there. So maybe that's what Wilder and company, which Malik Scott, may try to do. But you guys tell me what you think of Malik Scott stating that Zhilei Zhang does not have a gas tank. He falls apart when he gets tired. We're going to drag him in deep water. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.